Welcome to Children's Corner from the Paulines Bookshop. I am Deborah. Do you like reading? I like reading a lot. But how do you learn how to read? By going to school. Do you like school? I never liked it at times, but eventually I did. Now, today we'll listen to the story of the boy who hated school, so that we discover why he hated school and if he changed his mind afterwards. Once upon a time, there was a small village called Kibera. There in that small village lived a boy called Tom. He was the first boy in his family, and his parents loved him very much. Tom also had two little sisters. His parents were very good, and since they loved him very much, they provided everything for him. He was very happy. The day came when he had to start going to school. His parents bought him a beautiful school bag, a few exercise books, pencils of various colors, and even a biro pen. The evening before Tom was due to start school, he was very excited. He thought about going to school and meeting new friends. The next morning, when his mother called him out of bed, he was very annoyed. "Why are you calling me so early? It is still dark," and he turned on the other side. It was difficult for his mother to get him out of the bed and to send him to school. From that moment, Tom hated school. In his class, there were many boys and girls who already knew how to read, and this made him feel miserable. He had never wanted to go to the kindergarten. He preferred to stay at home and play around with his little sisters or his friends. They were smaller than he was, and he liked to boss and even bully them. Now that he was at school, the bigger boys often teased him, and he did not like that either. "How can I escape this horrible place and play the whole day?" he thought. One day, on the way to school, he came across a few boys who were playing happily on the road. "Are you not going to school?" he inquired. "Oh no, our parents cannot afford to send us to school," they answered. "How lucky you are," commented Tom. "Why don't you stay with us? We are going to play hide and seek in the nearby forest." And so Tom joined his new friends. From that day on, instead of going to school, Tom would join his friends and go off with them until lunchtime. Unfortunately, one day he forgot to go for lunch. His mother was very worried. When Tom arrived, he had to invent a lot of lies in order to hide the truth that he had not gone to school. His mother believed him, but she felt a little uneasy about him. One day, while Tom was waiting for his friends, he saw a small boy of his age digging in a dustbin. He was horrified. "What are you doing there?" he asked. "I am trying to find something to eat," answered the little boy. "In that garbage?" questioned Tom, unbelieving. "I am Tom," he said. "What is your name?" "My name is Steve. My parents died, and my older brothers and sisters have abandoned me, so I have to take care of myself." "Do you go to school?" "Oh no. How can I go to school if nobody pays the school fees for me?" Tom and Steve sat down and started talking. When his friends arrived, Tom told them that he was staying with his new friend. Tom liked Steve. Steve was older, but he looked thin and hungry. "Have you had breakfast?" Tom asked. "No such luck," answered Steve. "And yesterday I only had a crust to eat." "Take my sandwich. I have plenty of food at home," and handed over the thick sandwich his mother had prepared for him. Steve took the sandwich and ate it ravenously. "Thank you," he said when he finished it. "But what are you doing here? Aren't you late for school?" urged Steve. "I wish I could go to school." "Are you serious?" exclaimed Tom, surprised. That day, Tom did go to school. But before saying goodbye to Steve, they agreed to meet at that same spot every morning. "I will give you my bread," said Tom. "Thank you," Steve answered. Tom arrived late at school, but since he was often missing, the teacher excused him. "I hope you will not miss school in the future." The teacher pretended she did not know what had been going on, but she knew that Tom did not like school. "I'll be here," promised Tom. "From now on, I have to learn not only for myself, but also for my friend who cannot come to school." Tom went home happy that day. He had no need to tell lies to his mother. He told her about his new friend. "Can I invite him to come home and study with me, Mom?" "Only if you promise me that you will not be late for school or skip lessons," his mother said. "Oh, Mom, I think I will like school and I will study very hard. I lied to you many times. I am sorry." From that day, Tom and Steve became close friends. Steve would wait for Tom on his way to school to get his bread, but this went on only for a short time. When Tom's mother met Steve and he told her his story, she started preparing 2 sandwiches every morning, one for Tom and one for Steve. After class, Steve started going home with Tom, and they spent the afternoon learning what Tom had learned at school. At the end of the year, Steve was allowed to take the exams. He passed very well. But what about Tom? He also passed very well, because in explaining the lessons to Steve, he was learning better. Above all, Tom started appreciating what his parents were doing for him. He became obedient to them and more gentle towards his 2 little sisters. To help others, his mother told him, is to help oneself. The Lord will always bless those who are kind to others. And that is how the boy who hated school began to love school. Now, will you continue to hate school? Or like Tom, will you begin to love school and appreciate what your parents give you? Until next time, thank you very much.